Have you ever wondered how to use music effectively in your videos? I'm more than happy to share my experience of this so far. Those who don't know me, I'm Tracey from Mini Scenes GB, and I've got a crafting channel that's got something like a couple of million views so far in the couple of years that I've actually had that channel. Now, I've experimented a lot with putting music in my videos. I've tried putting music all the way through as background music while I'm talking, as I explain how to make the thing that I'm making in my video. I've also used music over bits where I've sped it up. So I've taken the sound off and just put nice music over the top of that. I also use music at the end. I've had a lot of feedback on how I use music in the last couple of years, and I'm going to share that with you. So first of all, let's talk about music that is while you're talking as well. Turn it right down. I take mine down to about -30, but it depends on the volume of the original track. So what I then do is I listen to it back, and in my final checks before I put the video out onto YouTube, I listen to it outside of my editing software. So I just play it off my hard drive. I just play the video back and just check, does the volume sound okay, before I finally upload it to YouTube to see if I need to make any tweaks. If it's while you're talking, you want to just about be able to hear it, because your voice and what you're saying is by far the most important. You don't want to make it hard for people to hear. You want it to be barely there, just so it's adding atmosphere. Nowadays, I don't really do that unless I'm doing a comedy video, because I find it distracting myself. But if you prefer it and it's what works for you, that's the way to do it. And just be aware that in your editing software, the volume might sound slightly different to how it does once you've exported it and you listen to it separately. So do just double check that. Play a bit of it back to yourself before you go ahead and upload it to YouTube, to make sure you've got that nice balance between your voice and the music. Now let's talk about the music when you're not talking. Now, I've found that some people's videos, the music makes me jump. It's just sudden and it's like, oh, too loud, scary. Right. What I do with mine nowadays, and hands up, I did have feedback on some of my videos where people said this had happened to them, that it was just too sudden, it was too loud. I'd left it on 0 decibels, the same as my voice. In my editing software, I use CapCut, by the way. It's dead easy to use. I love it. If I'd left it on 0 decibels, well, of course, that means it is going to come in as loud as my voice. And I'm quite loud. And it was coming in boom, suddenly like that. And people were going, oh. Now, if you're doing a nice, gentle craft video like mine are, you don't want to be making people jump. So what I do now is I bring it down a notch. Now, as I said earlier, it depends on the volume of your actual audio track. But typically, I bring mine down to somewhere between -5 and -8 decibels. And then I get the fade in and out sliders, and I fade it in. And I usually fade it in over 2 or 3 seconds. And I move the ends of my bit of music so they just overhang slightly into where I'm talking. And then so it'll fade in as I say my last couple of words and fade out as I start to talk again. And that way, nothing is going to make anybody jump, and it's going to be a pleasant experience. So that's what I do. My end music, I take that same approach. Let's face it, most people have clicked off and they're not watching the end bit anyway. So I have got a little end. The reason I have that is when I do a live premiere, they're in the chat and they want a couple of minutes to say goodbye. So I put music over a final show around of my created piece of art and over an end screen, which is just a little, don't forget to subscribe, picture of a frog, things like that I just put at the end. And I'll put a piece of music over that as well. And I'm trying to stick mostly for all of these bits of music with instrumentals because they're less distracting. And that piece of music at the end, I will treat exactly the same as I did as that piece of music that was over my sped up bit. So reduce the volume a little bit, fade it in, fade it out. So it's a pleasant experience all through. Now, talking about whether they should be instrumentals or whether they should have voice on them, I may have created a monster here. I told all the members of Crafty YouTubers United about Suno AI, which I'm sure a lot of us know about. You can produce your own bespoke music in Suno AI. I've actually got a paid for version, so that I own the rights to that music. And it sounds pretty darn realistic, and you can put words on it. So I've produced a couple of cute songs that have got relevant lyrics to my video. So one's about trying to get bubbles out of resin, or glitter exploding in your craft room and things like that. And some people have gone a bit mad with it, and every video has got several of these AI created, very good to be fair, songs in them. And they haven't done the volume adjust. And I don't know, is it just me? Are they starting to get a bit annoying? So what I try to be very sparing with the ones that have got lyrics in, and I do turn the volume down on them a little bit anyway. And that seems to be working for me. I'm not getting dips or skip forwards on my bits of AI generated music. And I do honestly think it's because I'm mostly sticking with really pleasant, gentle instrumentals, which are very suitable to the crafts that I'm doing. There are some useful links down in the video description below for you. One is for Suno AI. There are a lot of AI music generators out there, but that's my favourite. There will also be a link to a website created by Nick and Dee Nimin, giving music away for us to use royalty-free in our videos. It's completely free. And so I will put you a link to that. And finally, I'll put you a link to what is probably the most popular source of music for videos that is paid for, and that is Epidemic Sounds. So I'll put your links for all of those below. This is my approach to music anyway. Let me know if you've got any further ideas. What little tricks and tips are you using? If you'd like to know more about my tips on video making for your hobbies for YouTube, do watch this video. I reckon you'll find that useful. I'll see you over there. Bye.